So just a quick nod there to our drop-down menu, which is actually got by using the select element there. So I didn't kind of specify that, and I should have. So that really is a drop-down menu that we done. So the next, and I was changing the drop-down list or drop-down menu. I suppose I did make a little reference to it. Okay, the next one we're going to do is to create a text area to submit some feedback. So to do this, and you should be familiar with this fella, but we're going to start off with a label here, and we're going to call the label subject, and I'm going to give this an ID again, an ID which is going to be actually a for attribute. You'll see we can say it in a moment when we're binding this to the element we want. So in our case, it's going to be the text area tag. And the text area is going to have a number of tabs in here. So the first one is an ID called, and surprise, surprise, called subject. So this label is going to be binded together with this text area. So this is saying that this label is for some other element which has an ID called subject. You can see there the text area has that. So the next attribute we're going to give here is the name attribute, and it will have a value of subject. And we will have, so what size do we want the text area to be? Look, you can play around and get your own size there. I'm just going to say 10 rows, and I'm going to say 20 columns. You know, you play around and see what suits for you. And we're also going to have a placeholder here prompting the user, you know, what we want them to put in. So put in, what can we say here? Please enter feedback. Please enter query. This would be a nice one. Please enter your query. Okay, so that looks pretty nice so far. Again, we will just separate it from the next section with a couple of BR tags. Let's run this, not that I have to, because that again only shows me the home page when I do it there, but if I refresh this, I would have to click back on it. Okay, so again, doesn't look brilliant, no styling, no nothing like that, but we just have some labels with input boxes of type text up here. We've got, again, we've got the input type radio buttons, we've got a drop down list, and we now have a text area, which as soon as I start typing hello, the placeholder will disappear and go back, and there it is. Okay, so that is the text area there to put in our query. And yeah, join me in the next video where we're going to get our button ready to submit all this data.